Hey guys, this is RST instructor Chris Tyler, and if you've been looking for that secret move in your golf swing to put more power, then you're going to want to pay close attention to how one of the tour's longest, JB Holmes, and one of the LPGA tour's longest, Brittany Lincicome, used their lower half in the downswing sequence to perfection to build a lot of power and a lot of club head speed. Now let's go ahead and get started. All right guys, so those of you that are joining us on our YouTube channel, and before I get into showing you this power move on how they use the lower half in their downswing sequence, I'm going to include a preview of a premium video that we have on RotarySwing.com called Starting the Downswing Before Completing the Backswing. It's got a great drill in there that show you how to get one of these powerful moves like JB and Brittany have. And remember, if you like this video, go ahead and click the like button below, and if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post those up. Let's go ahead and take a look at this power move. Okay guys, so as I said in the opener, we're going to be taking a look at two of the longer players on their respective tours. JB Holmes, who's now 7th on the PGA Tour, averaging well over 300 yards, and Brittany Lincicome is averaging 260 plus yards, and in 3rd place for total driving distance on the LPGA Tour. So one of the big things that we've got to really understand before we really get started here is that, you know, to effectively swing the golf club at 100 miles an hour, we need to have more than 30 pounds of muscle available to us to be using. And a lot of times golfers get wrapped up in trying to use mostly their arms and their shoulders and their chest to produce all that club head speed. And there's just not enough muscle available up there unless you've been one of those people that, you know, spends a lot of time in the gym and you've really worked out your shoulders and your arms and you've got all that muscle. But generally speaking, it's very difficult to produce that kind of club head speed from those smaller muscle groups. So what we want to think of is, where do we have our biggest muscle groups available? We talk a lot about the core, we talk about the abs, the obliques. We certainly want to talk about the glute muscles, because the glute muscles are really kind of our chunkiest muscles that we have available to us. And a lot of times, if we kind of focus on hitting the golf ball with our legs, you'll be way more powerful in your golf swing, and you'll be able to use the power coming out of the ground. You'll be able to use it for moving things up the kinetic chain, and then obviously turning that stuff into massive club head speed. So let's go ahead and take a look here at both players. It's just going to be one very common move that you'll see. I'm going to go ahead and work both into the takeaway here so they both stay extremely wide. If you've been having an issue with trying to get your swing wide into the takeaway, video, keep the right arm straight to turn. Both of these players do that extremely well. So you're going to see here at the completed takeaway, both arms are very wide. Okay, they've rotated their shoulders about 45 degrees. And then I'm going to go ahead and get Brittany up to the top of her swing. Now, this is where the big move is going to start to happen. Okay, both players do not get the golf club back past parallel. They actually stay short of parallel. And I think that's another big myth that you've seen in a lot of golf swings, like a old John Daly swing where he had it wrapped around his neck. Now, granted, he did hit the golf ball a long ways, but there was also a ton of sequencing that happened in his move. So we don't need to have the golf club wrapped around our neck in order to get it going the other direction really quickly. We just need to have proper sequencing. And what you're going to see here is the big power move right here. This is where we're going to start to hit the golf ball with our legs. Okay, so right here, that big move, all that movement in the upper body is being created by the lower half. Okay, right there, that big kind of sitting move. So we're overloaded into the right side, and then we're making a big sitting movement into that lead side. Very similar move out of Brittany. Changes directions, and now she's sitting into her lead side. And what you guys are notice here, when they get their hips and their knees back to a square position here, take notice that their hands have not really dropped much below where the sternum would be here, the center of the chest. Brittany's might be a fraction lower here. But one of the big things is that we try to pull our arms down, or we try to unwind our shoulders. So the movement from the hips, where we had them roughly 30 to 45 degrees wound up, and then bringing them back to a square position, has unwound the shoulders in both players. So now we're starting to work the power up out of the lower body. We're starting to try to get ourselves posted up, and we're leveraging the ground, and then we're going to be stalling the body and then releasing the golf club, allowing the club to act independently from allowing the hands and arms to act independently from the body. And then in turn, that's when you're going to be at max speed down here at impact. All right, so that's the big power move, is that if you've been struggling with, you know, trying to find more power in your golf swing, we really need to work on sequencing things. And we've got a number of videos on the website that can help you out with that. Some really great information on how to use your hips in the golf swing. We also have the drill for downswing sequence. We've got a weight shift drill. and then starting the downswing before completing the backswing. That's another good video that's got a drill in there. And all these videos are going to be in the recommended videos tab to the right of the video player for you guys. So if you want to put more power in it, then let's get to work on not using those smaller muscles in the upper body. Let's use those big muscles throughout the lower half, and you'll be well on your way to bombing it well past your friends.
Do you often feel like your swing just doesn't have the right sequence, like the timing's not there, you don't have any leverage or power? Well, it could be related to your weight shift and starting your weight shift correctly in the downswing. In this video, I'm going to show you the proper weight shift. I'm also going to give you a great drill that helped me to increase my club head speed from 113 miles an hour to 127 miles an hour in just 10 minutes. If you want to find out how to increase your tempo, timing, and club head speed, you'll want to check out this video. Now, weight shift to the left in the downswing is one of the crucial pieces of the golf swing. If you get this right, everything just seems to fall into place. It seems very easy to have a fluid swing. If you get this incorrectly, the swing is herky-jerky and you feel like you lose a lot of power, as I mentioned just a second ago. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions with the weight shift is that in the backswing, our weight shifts to the right. And in the downswing, our weight shifts to the left. It's very cut and dry. Well, in reality, that's not exactly how it happens. There's a little bit of intermediate area there where the weight is actually shifting to the left while your backswing is still swinging to the right. Now, here's what I mean by this. If you watch a lot of PGA Tour golfers and just good golfers in general, what you'll see is one common move as they're completing the transition, or they're completing the backswing, starting the transition into the downswing. Actually, Ernie Els is probably one of the best I've ever seen at this, and it's the precise reason why his swing looks so smooth. In reality, Ernie